Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm watching episode 3 of Hawkeye, which I've noticed is called Echoes. That's going to lead me into this. I love that so many people commented and wanted to tell me about Echo. I'm really excited for her character. Just even one having a deaf character period is a whole new layer. But the fact that Clint has a hearing aid and he was speaking with his son via sign language last episode, I feel like there's going to be some empathy and sympathy between the two, and they're going to probably have a bond. I don't know how long that's going to take because I know Echo is eventually, she's got her own show coming and she's going to be part of the Young Avengers. So I imagine there's going to be a mentorship there a little bit. She's also in the comic books, the original Ronin, I believe. And people were really excited about her. She's supposed to be super badass. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I want more badass characters. There's some things that I definitely want more of. I want to know more about Eleanor because I don't think it's a coincidence she had a fight with Armand, the third. I'm trying to picture the candy in my mind. And then he died via sword. You know, she could be framing Jack, or Jack could have done it. I'm sure that they're leading us to believe that it was Jack, but sus, very sus. I love hating Jack. He's the personality that oozes out of that man. It's a little scummy, but he does it so well. Just kudos. I want more Laura. Only because she brings a lot of heart to Clint, and when they had that interaction and they were talking about Nat, that really pulled at my heartstrings. They lost their friend, and it was really nice for them to just have that moment. But also, you know, there's a countdown to Christmas, and like the pressure's on Clint. Get home. And I really just enjoy their relationship. Clint with his kids is just adorable. So we have seen Dad Clint. We've seen LARP Clint. I want to see Mentor Clint. I want to really see him take, I was going to say under his wing, but that seems a little on the nose as well. I really want to see him show Kate that it's not just all bows and arrows, that there's a lot more to being a hero. And I mean, I'm guessing at some point him and Echo are going to have something. We'll see. I mean, I'm really excited about this episode because now that I know the title, I'm a little giddy. Could be the coffee. In last episode, Kate found Clint. Found. And I mean, let's just point out the Tracksuit Mafia. They're not an efficient group of people, so I'm sure they're going to get away. I hope that this is the car chase episode because that one shot looked amazing. Yeah, let's just get into it. I'm so excited to get into it. Let's get into it.
It's impossible. See, you are one of a kind.
These two are so cute.
To jump between two worlds. By watching.
They're so lovely together.
Uncle will take you home after class. I'll see you tonight.
Is he wearing a tracksuit? I also heard that Wilson Fisk might be in this series. That guy in a suit. Get him, girl. Wait, she's missing a foot too? Okay, so she can do everything. She can do everything. Oh, Clint. Oh, Clint, what did you do? Oh, is he gonna kill her uncle? I can't. took me like all of 5 minutes to like start caring for these characters. Ruined my makeup.
Blah, 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 blah. She always like this. Maybe I rip out your throat.
That's extreme.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Hard of hearing, not deaf. More cookie, please. Thank you.
Okay, doesn't know it well enough.
Now she needs your hearing aid.
Ah,
You might find you're better off without it.
yeah, sometimes I think that very same thing.
How did you do?
Hawkeye, come out and play.
These mafia guys are so incompetent. Ow. Look at you, girl. Damn. Oh. She's gonna make it to where you can't rely on it. What did he just hit? Oh. Oh. And he landed in a ball pit. Little Jackie Chan style fight. I like it. Very little, very little. I like it. I love them fighting together.
We're not smashing a 72 Challenger, come on.
I'm so excited for this scene. Look at this shot. I can't wait to see how they did this. Obviously, there's a camera in the back seat. I'm not an idiot, but...
Definitely not this one.
All right, you don't have to say definitely like that. All right, how
too
about this?
dangerous.
This one fine? I'm using this one.
How does he know which one's which? They all look the same.
Play-Doh arrow?
Sorry, Santa.
What is? Well, I still want to know what the plunger arrow is for because it's still intact on a windshield. Him. Oh my gosh. He had a super arrow. How are they going to clean that up? Plunger arrow for the win.
I'm quite sure how long a dog can
Call yourself one of the world's greatest archers.
Aww. I mean, his deafness works for copyright issues.
Oh boy, I got to tell you, I miss you so much. I'm gonna be there, buddy. Goodbye.
I didn't expect to cry so much in this episode. So is her father Wilson Fisk? Because we know the other guy was her uncle.
Is that all done?
Can I get some more coffee, please? There are several reasons why I never wear a flashy costume. My job is to be, number one, a ghost. Number two, my wife would divorce me if I put something like this on.
Doubted.
And number 3, I'm not a role model.
Oh, Clint.
There's too many coincidences. He was at the auction that night, and yesterday he offered me a butterscotch.
Elaborate.
Not exactly a crime.
And when I tried to stab him in the face to prove he was lying, he parried like a pro.
You tried to stab your mom's fiance in the face?
We're gonna sneak into my mom's penthouse.
Wait, what?
I don't know if I'd still live in the same place that was attacked by aliens and my father died. I don't know if I would. You know, I just had a theory that we never saw her dad's body, and her parents were fighting at the beginning of the first episode, and they were nowhere to be found when all of that went down. Seems suspect now.
Yeah, I'm in the wrong business. Baby.
Don't move.
Ah! Oh, well, that action was amazing. Well, first of all, it was really nice to get a backstory for Maya, and boy, did that pull at the heartstrings. I didn't expect to actually get attached to her uncle, who's, you know, part of organized crime, so there's always a risk there that you're not going to make it. But what a sweet little relationship they had, and what a sweet little girl she was to kind of turn out to be a bit of a badass. How devastating for her to lose her uncle in that manner, and then just to live with, you know, wanting revenge. Especially with, we know Clint struggled during that time, trying to reason the morality behind any of it. Oh, if you're part of a crime lord syndicate, cell, whatever it may be, do you deserve to die? No. And Ronan was just a killer. That's all he did. He was just a killer of people that weren't on the up and up, but I don't believe that you should die because of that. And then there was that like scene where she was a little girl where there was a guy in a suit that was behind her and kind of pinched her cheek, and we know a guy that's high in a crime syndicate, crime group. I don't even know what to call them anymore. And because I had heard there was a relationship with Wilson Fisk, someone actually also said that there's a connection to Wolverine, like it's her spirit animal or something. Either way, if we can get Kingpin in this show, Vincent D'Onofrio there's no one else who could play Wilson Fisk anyway. So, which, you know, like if you bring in Wilson Fisk, then you also can bring in Daredevil. I don't know if any of that's going to happen. I'm just living in fantasy land over here. I really did think her being deaf and Clint being hard of hearing and him knowing sign language was really going to be something that might bring them together. And boy, did that get blown out of the water early on, that he's very limited in his signing. But let's, just before we move on, the tracksuit guys are so inept. They're so inept. But they bring great comic relief, so whatever. Their getaway in that car, I've been looking forward to that scene just because of what was shared. I think they gave us like a full minute of that, maybe a couple weeks ago. And the one shot, obviously it's a rotating camera in the back of the car, but you know, I don't know, like, especially now with the Mandalorian and like knowing that things can be filmed in the volume, I really wonder how many times they use that for scenes like that, how they kind of create like, you know, scenes that are complicated like that. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I've been waiting for some daytime action. You know, watching a lot of the stuff at night, sometimes, you know, it's obscured. And in all the arrows, I didn't expect the putty arrow to be the first one that got shot out. And I think the finding creative ways to stop people with the arrows, definitely the explosive arrow was like the least interesting one, so that was great. But the Pym arrow, I don't know if it's the adult in me, but I'm like, how do you clean that up if you're the New York City Department of Roads and Sidewalks. Like, how do you get a big ass arrow out of a bridge? I guess you get a smaller shrinking arrow and you shrink the arrow and then you can just pick it up. If they have that type of technology available to them. Probably not. There was a lot of heart in this episode too, with, Clint talking to Nathaniel. And I'm actually happy that they finally showed Kate realizing that Clint's having to sacrifice time with his children and possibly not making it home for Christmas because of her. She obviously didn't know that this was going to go down this way, but I feel like it's very important for her to know what she's done and how it's affecting him. There's so many parts that kind of got tears in my eyes. I didn't get Laura, which I expected to be where the heart was, but a lot with Echo, and I guess I'm gonna call her Maya because they haven't called her Echo, but there's a lot with Maya, as a little girl, and then with Clint, with his son. There are a lot of parallels between the two. I can't believe we only have 3 episodes left. These are going by so quickly, but I love that Marvel is doing these series. Instead of making movies, they're able to tell the story on a much grander scale, but let there be character development. So they're just not introducing, Kate in a movie and then all of a sudden she's supposed to be this new hero. It kind of shows her, learning the ropes. You get to learn about her, you get to learn about Maya. You get to kind of see Clint and how he's had to struggle and how he's had to sacrifice. Apparently for 20 years he was with S.H.I.E.L.D. And somebody said that he was in the circus. I can't picture our Clint being in the circus. So I really wonder what he was doing 20 years prior that got him into S.H.I.E.L.D. Because his kids aren't really that old, so... Did he meet Laura when he joined S.H.I.E.L.D.? That seems weird. And then at the end with Jack with the Ronin sword, I would imagine that Clint immediately recognized that sword, but he was really concerned with it being in this general area. Is there going to be a sword fight with Jack and Clint? And getting Jeremy Renner and Tony Dalton in the same scene, I mean, Jeremy Renner and Tony Dalton and Vera Farmiga, it's 3 powerhouse actors. Gonna be something. Okay, guys, subscribe, all the icky crap I'm supposed to ask you to do. I don't dig it. But anything that I missed, anything I need to know, let me know. I am becoming a Hawkeye fan. How did that happen? They're humanizing Hawkeye. They're, which is, I think, Endgame is where I started liking Hawkeye, and it was because of the human element, because the struggle with the family and him actually having to go through something. I think that I think I'm becoming a Hawkeye fan just in time for him to not be in the movies anymore, right? But I'm enjoying this. It's fun. It's light. It's not heavy subject matter. It's pretty relatable. Kinda. So I'll see you guys here next week. Later.